Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of No Cap. No Cap, No Cap. We got Coach Ant. I'm Coach Marty. We got the great Myron Fletcher for our guest tonight. We're going to ask him a bunch of questions. We're going to let him tell his truth, tell his facts, how he feel about his life and the current situation about what we doing with high school sports, professional sports, and just talk about some friends and family and things that we know that we grew up together. And we got any questions for my man? The name of the show is No Cap. So if he got cap, you know what that means. You in trouble. But let me give a shout out to our sponsor, Hustle and Heart, for letting us use their beautiful facilities. We appreciate that. And we back for another episode. Let's dive right into this. My man, what's happening?
Man, I have to tell you, this is a beautiful facility.
Appreciate
Like
it.
this is unbelievable. It's far cry different than what we came up on. You just had grass fields, get in where you fit in.
Yeah.
This is phenomenal.
Like our campaign.
Yes,
Campaign.
yes. It was just grass wherever you found it.
Yes. And so we're gonna kick it off, man. I got a couple of questions for my man Myron Fletcher. Just tell me a little bit about your coaching career. No, I'm gonna start with your athletic career. Starting
Okay.
in high school.
Okay.
Did you wrestle? Did you play football? What was your situation with that?
I did both. I wrestled 4 years. I only played football for 2.
Okay.
That was knucklehead decisions I made that cut my last 2 years off. But yeah, I played football with Bernard Whittington, who went in the
NFL
NFL.
player.
Yeah, and then I trained my brother Terrell and my other brothers Brian and Sean, and we rolled around that field with Jamar Fletcher and his brother Jason. Now everybody don't know Jason, but Jason was a cold guy, man.
Jason Fletcher played with my nephew.
Yeah,
So
Jason.
explain it. Hold up. Where all this? You're telling all these Fletcher stories. What high school did you go to, bro?
Hazelwood East, the Hazelwood East.
Here we go.
Yeah, the Hazelwood East.
Different back then.
No
Well, back
doubt.
good now, but it was different back then.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We took a pause for a second. We back. We back.
So yeah.
So-
you say you trained your brother.
So yeah, I did.
Give me a little input.
So I played. I was outside linebacker and running back,
Okay.
and then I was pushed more toward wrestling. I had a high school wrestling coach, Kevin Burgess,
Yeah.
who was a wrestling fanatic, and he pushed me more toward. And my parents, it was whatever you wanted to do. They just wanted us to be happy.
So you was the oldest, right?
I'm the oldest.
Okay.
Oldest of 5. And right under me is Terrell, and then a sister is in the middle, and then Brian, and then Sean is the baby boy. And so I wrestled for 4 years, and I ended up took third my junior year in the state, and then I won state title, undefeated state champ, my senior year.
Okay.
And of course, that is what propelled me. Colleges came, right?
Yeah.
And so that paid for college.
So there we go. That separates your separate. When you stop playing football, you got focused, and you just
And but I will tell you though, that's just the way the road went.
okay.
My heart is football. My love is football,
That's what I
not
thought.
wrestling. Even today, and I tell it that it's no cap, right?
No cap now.
There's no cap.
Keep it real. No
Football
cap.
has always been my love.
Yeah.
Wrestling is what I do, and I'm a head wrestling coach now, and I'm a DC defensive coordinator in football.
So where
I
are you
spend
coaching
more
at?
time in football than I do in wrestling.
So where are you coaching at right now? Not to cut you off.
Right now, I'm at Clayton High School.
Okay, nice. And that's where you're the DC in football.
That's
as
where
well?
yes.
Okay.
Now, I
Alright.
do have one question for you now, since you got coaching experience with multiple sports and you have experience playing multiple sports. What would you recommend as far as those guys that
Intruder.
just football players, just trying to play basketball, basically those multi-sport guys? You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about those? The guys that's interested, or maybe even on the other side, the guys that only want to play that one sport. What do you think the pros and cons of that are?
I think there's playing one sport. To me, I believe is all cons. Very little pros
So
to
that's
that.
definitely cap.
Yeah, I really believe that you maximize who you are with multiple sports.
Makes
Because, prime example, I have Last year on my football team, I had 2 guys on my defense that wrestled. Wrestling shape is like none other.
Mm,
It's not football shape is not wrestling shape.
Right. Two
not
different
at all.
sports.
Now, any coach that's on our coaching staff will tell you they were the only 2 all season that never came off the field.
Wow.
They played offense and defense, but they were in shape.
Yeah.
Right.
They were conditioned for that, right? I believe that being a multi-sport athlete allows you to see different facets of not just sports but personalities.
Teach you how to compete, you think?
Teach you how to compete, how to deal with adversities, because certain adversities in football you just don't get in basketball.
Yeah.
Right? You just and in wrestling, you don't get in, and then some adversities you get in wrestling, you don't get in football. So wrestling is mano a mano. It's one on one. You
Yeah.
have no one to complain to. You have no one to pick you up when you miss a tackle, and they, you know, they make the tackle 5 yards down the field, but they didn't score. You missed it. Somebody else made the tackle. In wrestling, you don't have that, and
they
so
could
you
translate,
learn.
huh? Translate to football
It
because
it does.
yeah.
It does. And so, and then, so from to answer his question, I do believe that your better athletes are multi sports athletes.
What do you think about why we saying that you guys do you guys run track or anything that way? Do you encourage
My
guys
God,
to run track?
man,
Not just your guys, but
it's
other guys.
mandatory.
Okay.
Mandatory.
It's
Okay.
mandatory.
You hear
There's
that,
no
fellas?
yes,
No cap.
yes,
No
man.
cap.
Every skilled guy at Clayton High School is running track, and we merged with Brentwood.
Nice.
So every skilled guy at Brentwood that play DB for me, a safety for me, you run track. And if you are a linebacker or a lineman, you're a shot put, or you a long jumper, something of that magnitude.
Yeah.
But we all in track.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a
Okay.
benefit to running track
love
and
that.
participating. Absolutely.
So speed, nothing changes.
Speed still kills.
Always.
It killed when Vince Lombardi was coaching. It wasn't a lot of it on the field,
Right.
but those that had it, it killed, and
Right.
it's killing today.
You're right.
Jameis Winston, Williams.
Yeah. Jameson Williams,
Jameson Williams. Hey
Detroit
man,
Lions. Yeah.
Yeah, we know.
speed
We know what
kills.
you're talking
Yeah, speed kills,
about.
Yeah.
It really does.
brother.
Fly right past
You can't beat
Tyreek
it.
Hill.
Can't beat it. So yes,
Yeah.
it's
Tyreek
mandatory for
Hill.
us.
I feel that, man. I understand that. That's a good. I
And
like that's some good knowledge of the kids that's coming up today. Because a lot of guys on our team that I coach at Zumwalt North, defensive coordinator, those guys get mad when I say, "Man, you too slow."
Yeah.
Now you can maximize, I think, your speed to become a better athlete. Because at the end of the day, we played Cardinal Riddle in quarterfinals this year, and the main thing that was they were faster than us at certain positions. You know,
Mm-hmm.
line that was kind of a wash at certain times, but the receiver they had a skilled receivers that was they had 2 guys that was blazing, and that really separated
It makes
the
all
difference
the
for us.
It really, and
It
it's funny
does.
you say that because when I was in college, it's funny now because I realize now that I'm a trainer. I
Now,
know I
now
did.
tell people where you played at, coach.
I played at Parkway North, and I went to college at Truman State. I went to college for a cornerback.
Okay.
So it's funny now. It's not now that I'm a trainer that I truly know how to run. Like,
Now,
and it's like because when I was in high school, I didn't take track serious. I didn't. Our coaches didn't take it serious. You know what I'm
okay.
saying? So it was like I tried it, and what we just out there because my friends out there. You know what I'm saying? Not because I wanted to get better. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
now it made all the difference when it was time to get to college, and like you said, everybody around you fast, everybody around you strong, and so it's like those little things. Now it's like you get put in a situation where you're not ready when all you had to do was, you know what I'm saying, go out, like you said, make it mandatory. You got a coach that understand, you got people around you that understand, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it makes all the difference in the world. It really does.
So does Myron back to you? So do your team buy into you? You tell them to run track, or you
They
had to
do.
push back?
They do. And it's not if you don't run track, you don't play. It's
Right.
not that. It's examples. You give them examples of people who ran track. Now, there's a standard, right? And now the problem is the onus is going to be on you now because I've given you examples, I've given you an out. So the onus is on you. So now my challenge to them is how intentional are you going to be with your career? Right?
I
How
think you just said
intentional?
something really deep. Can you repeat that?
How intentional are you going to be with your career?
Meaning.
Meaning that I can't want it more than you.
Okay.
I can't get in the weight room more than you. I can't run track more than you. If I beat you on the football field for workouts and I'm there more than you, something's wrong.
And you the coach.
And I'm the coach. Something's wrong. So I question their intentionality when it comes to their careers. And so most of the kids buy into it. They understand that I have a goal that I want to meet. And coach, how do I get there? And so what's different now with Clayton High School is that I have kids now in February asking me to go out on the field the first warm day.
Nice.
It wasn't like that the first couple of
So
years,
you
right?
change the culture.
The culture has changed, and that's a shout out to our head coach Doug Verby, who is doing a phenomenal job in juggling two different schools to become one
That's tough.
and marrying the two together. And we lost in the district championship last year
Okay.
to Lutheran North.
Nice.
So that's a testament to what he's doing. And so now it's a winning culture, and now it allows us to ask that question on how intentional are you? Like, what are your goals?
Nice.
What standard are you trying to set for yourself? Now, the team have a standard, but what standard are you trying to set for yourself, right?
So
And
you don't drop below your standard, do you?
Never.
So you have it set, and this thing's guys on my team know we're not changing. This is where it's at.
That's right.
Same, I'm assuming.
Standards don't change.
Okay.
Standards don't change. Your goals will change. Now, you can have a goal. My goal can be to broad jump 10 feet, but my standard in my working out doesn't change.
Okay.
And if I continue that 10 feet will become 10 and a half, 10 and 3/4. It'll
Nice.
become 11. If I don't change the standard by which I go about my business. And so once my standard of working out, my standard of running, my standard of getting good rest, eating the right things, stretching, hydrating, when my standard lowers with all of those things, then my goal changes. Now, get this now. When I lower my standard on all of those things, my goal automatically has to change because my standards can't reach the goal that I originally set.
Too deep, no cap. Too deep.
Go over a
You
lot
just
of
right.
They just said it. I think he
of
said
head.
do the standard. Now my goal changed. Now I'm changing my goal. I don't know what.
Yeah.
Coach, please repeat that.
So now
for the people in the back of the room. Please.
So now I'll give you an example. So if my goal is to play college football, a Power 5 Division I, and I have the capabilities, but I stay out late drinking. I don't get my rest. I don't go to the weight room. I only go when the girls are there or when I got time. I don't make time, right?
No sacrifice?
No sacrifice. I don't catch extra balls. I don't, coach, can you stay late? Can you come early with me? When I don't do those things, automatically my who I am as an athlete, my physical capabilities diminish, which means that my goal to be a D1 athlete has now changed.
You just capped yourself.
You just capped yourself.
You just capped.
Literally, quite literally.
Yeah, literally. And so where I was a D1 capability because of my habits and the standards that I did not keep for myself, I'm now D2. And that's not knocking D2, not anybody, but it's below my standard. It's below where I should have been. Right? And we got a lot of kids walking around and we're like, hey man, that kid right there was D1 caliber. But he went to JUCO.
And missed the boat.
And not because of his grades. He went to JUCO or he went NIAI because he didn't do what it took to get to that Power 5 level.
That's one of the most I'm passionate about what I do. That's one of the most frustrating things. Like I can look at a kid, watch him go through a workout and know whether he got it or not. You know what I'm saying? Just based off the experiences now. And it's like, but they don't realize it's more than just coming in here and getting the workout there. You know what I'm saying? Once or a few times a week. You know what I'm saying? It's how you prepare, how you recover. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, nutrition, how you sleeping, all of that. Like every little thing, how you go about. Even when you in here, my thing is 1%. Are you working the details with everything?
Yeah.
Are you attentively working the details, and are you attentively working the details every day?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And how does that look for you? That makes sense.
That's right.
Because one thing, like when I get guys, okay, first thing I'm asking, what's your goal and what you feel like you need to get better at? Everybody know that they need to get better, but they rarely take the time to sit and assess what their actual weaknesses
That's
are.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
People don't like to get better at their weakness. They like to do what
they like
good
to do
at
what
because
they
it's
good
fun.
at. Facts.
And we don't like to face our weaknesses.
Yeah.
That's life.
Yeah.
And
Hey.
we don't like to face our weaknesses, and so they continue to be weaknesses until someone or something makes you confront them. Well, that's our job, isn't it? As coaches,
It is.
that's our job.
Maximize the most.
Put them in positions
Yeah,
where they got no
yeah,
choice but to.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's when you start to see the true growth.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. Man, you just hit me with some deep thought, man.
You and me both.
He don't remember the time we was eating.
I don't remember this.
A few years back, we was
Sound
in our
familiar.
20s though, and I might have been struggling in the weight room. I think we was leaving the weight room, but and Coach Fletcher was like, Marty, it doesn't matter how you get it done, just kill the bear, is what you told me. I said, what? He said, it doesn't matter how you get it done, get it done. You always got room for one more. And nobody cares how the job get done, because when you doing sacrificing, nobody sees that part.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? The extra stuff, that's just gonna be something self-motivating on your own.
Absolutely.
And when you told me that day, and that was like over, I ain't gonna tell you my age, but about a few years ago.
Long time
I
ago.
use it to this day, and I remember that, and I never forget that moment sitting in the restaurant, and you told me that it was a serious conversation, and we looked at each other. I said, I'm with you, man. I got you. That makes sense to me.
I use that today. I know what you're talking. I don't remember that moment.
But you know,
but
said that.
I've eaten at that IHOP since then. But just to add clarity to what you're saying, I say that even now. So going back to being intentional, right? It's going back to me. You were intentional. That's what got you to Truman State. And if I'm going to be the best DC I can be with what I know, I have to be intentional in what I do. Now, me putting kids in position to make plays on defense, nobody cares what I did or what I went through last night. Right?
How long you stayed up doing film?
The players don't care that I was up till 2 a.m. They expect me to be at practice. And they expect me to be prepared to put them in position to succeed.
No cap.
Every day at that.
No cap.
Every day. The fans don't care that my father's in the hospital and I spent 3 hours in the hospital with him and came home and then had to look at the playbook, and then I watched Huddle for another 4 hours and then put my script together and then had to get up early to go drop my son off, to go to school to teach some other kids, to get ready, and I'm doing it all on 4 hours of sleep. They don't care. So now, here's where what I believe we were talking about. It don't matter. Get it done.
Get it done.
Right? The bear is there, and you have to slay the bear.
I know it's coming up out of him. See,
it's there.
Here you go.
Yeah, it's
Tell
there.
me, boy. Give me hype, baby.
Right? It's there.
Y'all in trouble, boy. We get back to practice. Yes, sir.
Right? Your next opponent is coming, whether you're prepared or not.
Ooh.
Right? Your next opponent is going to show up.
He coming.
And they coming with bad intentions.
No cap.
No cap.
And so either
Ritter came with bad intentions, and we wasn't ready.
And either you're going to be ready or you're not. So that's from the coaches all the way down to the athletes. So your opponent doesn't care that you had homework and you had to stay up till 1 a.m. to study.
But you said you want this though, right?
You want it, right?
Okay. Just making sure.
Nobody cares. The bear is coming. Now, only 1 or 2 things are going to ever happen when you meet a bear in the wild. Either you going to beat that bear some kind of way, or that bear going to beat you. It's only going to go 1 or 2 ways.
No way around.
It's only going. You're not outrunning them. You're not. You're not. You think you can climb a tree? He can too. Right? So either you're going to kill that bear or that bear is going to kill you. Now, the results, unfortunately, is all going to hinge on what you did all week long. And that's from coaching all the way down to the athlete. And so We are very intentional when it comes to our practice plans, when it comes to, like you say, paying attention to detail. I'm a very technical individual. I'm very detailed
Yeah,
when I'm on the football field. And I need feet to be right. I need hips to turn right. I need eye discipline. I need you coming downhill at the right angle. We hit outside shoulder, we hit inside shoulder on this route. We stab, we come. And so all of that stuff has to be done correctly. Now, you can be unintentional and just go through the motions all week, but the bear is coming.
Don't show.
The bear is coming.
So somebody gonna get 8.
Somebody's gonna get devoured.
So they not
Right? Hey, right? You gonna get that. I ain't never seen no bear eat nice.
No
I've never seen a bear eat
Man.
nice. You ever
They
watched the
bear have
wildlife?
stuff
they,
everywhere,
Man,
huh?
they rip everything to shreds,
And
right?
we got
So
ripped to shreds, so I feel you. I know I saw the bear. I know what it looked like.
so that's our I know that was our conversation that we had.
Definitely.
And for our situation, we were chasing a purpose at the time.
Yeah.
And that purpose included us lifting weights on days we didn't want to,
Man.
when we didn't feel like it.
No, not at
And
all.
our mantra was that nobody cares about that.
They don't.
We don't care you had a bad day. We don't, man, we looking for you in the weight room.
Where you at?
Where you at?
Simple as that.
Shout out to Ray Patterson, but that was campaign.
Campaign.
That was the nickname, campaign. We don't care. Where are you? Right? Because we have a goal. We have somewhere to go, and we can't get there alone. We need each other. So us three out there at 4 a.m, running 300s, chasing a goal.
Say that. Running what?
Right? We was running 300s, and not just 1 or 2 of them. We was running 10 of them.
Hey man.
Before work, mind you, we all had full-time jobs, right?
And
these boys nowadays.
And they think I be on their butt at track practice, bro.
They couldn't even
fathom. This is 4 a.m. running 10 300s and 400s.
Right.
Before work.
Right. So
don't talk to me Monday. It's
so
on.
I don't
no cap.
I don't mean to get all them boys in trouble running track.
We on this the no cap show. We hey, we keep it real 100. They need to realize who a real one is.
Yeah.
So,
but that's what that was. I'm
that.
sure that's what that conversation was about.
So let's talk about your brothers.
Okay.
Explain some.
I'm always honored
your
to talk
little
about
brothers.
them. Yeah.
Explain to them these guys on no cap how you help those guys, you groom those guys in the position that they end up being in life. We'll keep it. This your family. He a real family guy, man. And their family is real strong, real good people. So I want to give us some enlightenment on that.
We talk pretty much every day via text. Sometimes phone call when our schedules permit, but we always texting each other. So I appreciate that. We are a strong family. Terrell Fletcher played with the Chargers for 9 years. He played with Junior Seau, Rodney Harrison, Jim Harbaugh, along with some locals. Dorian Brew, he played during the latter part of his career. Some really great guys, right? And so coming out of high school with him, he was closer behind me. So I was still pursuing my college career when he went to Wisconsin.
Right.
And so I didn't get the chance to actually get on the field with him until he got to the league.
Wow.
So when he got to the league, it was like, hey, Myron, I'm coming home, man. I need you to come out here with me.
Get him ready.
And so it was me going out there, just my 2 cents. And he's like, hey, man, you got to make sure I do this, 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 and this. And I was like, bet. So earlier on, I learned a lot of professional habits and professional standards from him, right? And then being able to go out there and actually see him and teammates and participate with them, which then, fast forward 2 more years, Brian and Sean come along. Brian played 4 years with the Colts, won a Super Bowl.
With Manning,
with Peyton Manning, had a phenomenal career, man. He and Sean is the baby boy. He's out in San Jose, California. He's a professor at San Jose State right now.
Wow.
But he played at San Jose State University. He was a corner, and he was a very good corner. Sean was a very good corner. He was a field corner, man. He was very good. He was just injury prone, and he said that he didn't feel like going through that anymore. He took the academic route, and man, he's a phenomenal professor
Nice.
out there in San Jose State University. And so, but to answer your question, coming up out of high school, it was the same way. It was campaign.
Yeah.
We took them. I had them on Hazelwood East Field, and we would be there for hours. And it wasn't just them. I don't know if you remember. I'm just gonna throw some names out there to you. Rodney McClure
Yep.
used to be out there. Jason Fletcher,
Definitely.
Jamal Fletcher, then my brothers Brian and Sean, and then there were a Williams kid that was out
Charles.
there. I can't.
Charles
Charles
Williams. He
Williams
played
was
in
out
Wisconsin.
there.
He played with my
Yes,
nephew
he
DeAndre.
played at Wisconsin.
Yep.
DeAndre was out there
Yep.
with us
Yep.
a lot. He was out there with us a lot. It was some phenomenal individuals that went on to do phenomenal things
Yeah.
in football. That was out there running routes with us and playing DB.
No coaches now, mind you.
No, it
No
was
coaches.
just I was the only one out there. I was the only one out there. And so, but it was good. And I was like you, I was young, ambitious, and I could play now.
Yeah,
I mean, I wasn't a slouch. I could play. So I would play with them and against them. And we all learned. They learned from me. I pushed them, and it was the same way. We're intentional. And I didn't know half of what I know now back then. But the idea of being the best we can be, and we're not gonna let each other quit.
And going hard was the number one.
It was always.
You had to go hard.
That's more than half the fight, man. You got guys that's not willing to be consistent. Y'all, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Y'all happily showing up every
Right.
day. That's
Right.
more than half the fight.
And it's real athletes, man. I'm telling you right now, boy. We used to go out against each other. It was a bloodbath, bro. They come home from the league to train and campaign. Some of them wouldn't make it out of campaign,
For
bro.
real?
Oh yeah.
Am I lying to you?
So we've had
Start off with 10, end up with 3.
Yes. Yes. I was about to say that.
Yeah.
There was always 3 you could count on in this campaign, and Champ Ray Patterson, I think he made it this way, but it was always Ray, Champ, Marty, and myself, right? But anybody was invited,
We invited a lot of
and it
showed
was
up.
it was a
And they're
lot of people that
professional
came
guys.
through.
College,
Yes,
pro, Canadian, NFL, baseball
Yes.
players, basketball players.
Really?
that came through,
That's-
but they didn't last.
No.
We would see them for a day, maybe 2, and they would disappear. And so from beginning to end, it was just us 3. But that's why it was nicknamed Campaign. But I'm gonna tell you, the results were phenomenal.
Yeah, definitely.
The results were till I still use those workouts today with my kids
I do
because they
too.
work. They work.
You want to be able to run 4.3? Hey man,
There's a speed workout for you.
come on. You can run it, but you got to be willing to sacrifice.
Absolutely. I think that is what's lacking today. I think even with kids that are that call themselves hungry,
Mhm.
I think sacrifice is what's lacking. I think convenience is overshadowing goals.
Oh, definitely. That's no cap.
Convenience is overshadowing standards
No cap.
today, right? And I think it's imperative for all coaches to push their kids. I tell my kids, we have to be comfortable being uncomfortable, right? Once football season start, especially wrestling, once wrestling season start and football season start, I'm going to make it as uncomfortable for you every single day, because that's the only way you can be battle tested.
That's right. There you go.
Right? And so it's who's gonna last and who's not. And wrestling is a lot tougher than football is, from the perspective that we're all in this one little room and it's hot, and the only water break you get is when you not in there wrestling.
That's it.
You grab your water bottle, take a swig, but man, we right back at it, right? Football, we at least get time. You're not on kickoff. You can sit on the sideline, catch your breath, whatever. It's an average of about 24 seconds in between plays in football in high school. And so you get your rest there. But in practice, we make it as uncomfortable as you can be. So a technique I have before we do our this is part of my practice plans. So before we go through our alignment, assignment, and our fits.
Get it.
We have pursuit drill. So we do 8 pursuit drills. They're dog tired. Now you got to think.
When you tired, play when you
while
tired.
you're tired,
You know the game.
right? So soon as they come back and they breathing heavy and hands on their hip, we blow the whistle. Scout team line up. They have to decide. They have to cipher what's happening and get lined up right now. And now, if you mess up, we back at it.
Let's go.
Right?
Nice.
You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. So by season round, by our first game, we're rolling.
You gotta be able to think when you don't have nothing left.
You have to.
That's like military. You gotta be able to think. Stay late, stay alert, stay alive. Because if you can't think when you're tired, we all gonna get that's beautiful, man.
That's 90% of football.
There we go. I like that.
Mental, right?
I like that.
More mental than anything.
Yeah.
And that's life.
That's life.
It really is.
Hey,
life.
what I was saying, when we had that conversation last week, I said, man, I don't get no sleep. I mean, I sleep now, but we should be resting more, but
life won't allow you. Life won't allow.
Not when you're trying to get something.
Not when you're trying to.
And you can sleep, you chilling. Go on sleep.
Yeah.
No cap.
Yeah.
You want something in life, bro, you ain't getting no rest.
Yeah. So I'm older. So I've been through some stuff, man. My wife, I heard it ever with my wife. And I just took it and ran. I think I took it 2.0. But my wife made a statement that to my son that we do what we have to now so we can do what we want to later.
Real.
Right?
That's real.
And that's life.
That's
life. I use it in our sports, but I also use it when I'm explaining life to them. Hey, bro, we can do what we want to now, meaning that you can take your standard and you can sacrifice. You can leave your friends and catch them after the game, after practice, after your 15 minutes of extra work. You can do whatever you want to do after you've done what you've had to do. That's life too.
So just handle that first.
Just handle it.
You ain't gonna do what you
do
want.
what you have to now. Because here's my 2.0. There's a flip side to that. You can do what you want to now. And then later, you're gonna have to do what you don't want to. Right? So the example I use with my students is like, you don't want to study for this test, you don't want to do this homework. The idea is that you do what you have to now. Study. Man, do the homework. Go to class. Be on time. Be attentive. Be intentional in the classroom. And when you get that A and you get your diploma and you get your PhD, you can live how you want to. You can do what you want to. Or you can skip class and not study. You can get F's and never graduate. But later on, if you keep on living, you're now going to have to work a job you hate. You're going to have to live in a neighborhood that you would never have dreamed that you were going to live in. Because you didn't want to sacrifice. Because you didn't want to sacrifice, right?
Back to that, no cap.
Yeah, there's a cause and effect for everything.
Ooh.
And so, yeah, we do what we have to now so we can do what we want to later. And so we preach that also. And, you know, you have those who buy in.
Definitely.
But for the most part, man, we have had a phenomenal response, especially from last year. A phenomenal response.
Love it, man. So how many years is this now for you coaching?
Ooh.
Just coaching, period. Football and wrestling as well.
Man, somewhere between 13 and 15.
Okay. We're in the same.
I don't know. Range. 13 or 15, somewhere around there. See, I started back in 96.
Okay.
When I moved back from Atlanta. I was at McClure High School coaching freshman football. Nice. Tyron Woodley was on that team. And I was
playing football.
He was playing.
He started doing
he was playing.
UFC.
Yeah, he was playing freshman football.
UFC, I'm sorry.
And we went undefeated that year. Kevin Burgess was the head coach of their freshman team at McClure High School. And then we transitioned into wrestling, and then I left.
Okay.
And I was out of football. Well, I shouldn't say out, but I wasn't officially coaching. I went and helped out a friend at ROTC, Cleveland ROTC. Yeah. Then I turned around and I went and helped a friend down at Roosevelt. Nothing official, but I didn't mind it because I love football.
Yeah.
Right. I'm done with college. I'm done with everything. I just love football, so I wanted to do that. Then it turned into not just loving football, but actually seeing a need and then wanting to pour into kids.
Yeah.
And this was like 98, And now my brothers, 2 younger brothers, are in college now, right? And so I have time. They're gone. I don't have anybody in my immediate family to pour into. So it ended up extending out to just the kids in the neighborhood and the high schools.
Yeah.
Friends call and say, hey, man, come on down. I got some receivers, I got some DBs. Could you come down and help me out? And I would, and it would only last, a couple of weeks, and then I'd be gone. And then Coach Hinkie at McClure called me back and asked me this time to help with varsity, take his secondary. And we led the conference in interceptions that year. Everybody went to college somewhere. I was there for 4 years, and then that it took off from there. I was at McClure. Then I went back to ROTC. Lee Brown was the head coach there.
Yeah.
Tony Jeffries was the offensive coordinator. I coached the secondary there also, and I was there for 4 years. And then I took a hiatus for whatever reason. I don't know.
Life.
I was young.
Life,
I took
man.
a hiatus.
We're trying to get things done.
It wasn't too long. And then I went, Coach BG.
Yep.
Brandon Gregory called me.
Shout out to BG.
Yep. Shout out to BG Sturl. He called me, and he got a job at Francis Howell North.
Yeah.
And he brought me on. Now, we had played 7-on-7 flag football against each other, and so we were familiar with each other. And I was a DC there. And he took me, and we took our lumps together. We were 2 brothers that was learning it, man.
Yeah.
He was a whole lot more experienced than I was, but he gave me a shot. And so I learned, right? I learned. So we left there. We were there for 5 years. We left there and went to Cardinal Ritter.
Yeah.
And that's when things started rolling.
Yeah.
Like, we started really doing something. And then I had my son. My son started becoming of age where he was real interested in sports. And I figure I'm pouring all of this into other kids. I can't neglect my own. And so I took a 3-year, I took off 3 years. I left Cardinal Ritter, and I started pouring into my son. He's not a football player. I won't let him play football. I'll put it that way.
Right.
He's a baseball player, left-handed pitcher. And so I pour into him. We were in the weight room today.
Wow.
He's going to be a freshman next year. So we're expecting him to do some good things, right? But it can't happen if I'm taking all my energy, putting it into someone else and not putting it into him. And to me, that's parental negligence. And so we've been pouring into him until about 3 years ago. Coach Barnes, who teaches at Hazelwood East, but he was the head coach at Clayton High School. We were linked up through a mutual friend, and he knows my mom and he knows my family. And when I met him, we just linked up right away. And he's, hey, man, can you be, I want you secondary coach, man. It worked out. And then transition started happening. The merger happened. And Coach Doug Verby got the head coaching job. And he was like, hey, man, I want you to be my DC.
It's a blessing, man.
And so the defense coordinator, defense was phenomenal last year, man. I had some phenomenal kids, some phenomenal coaches. Chris Robbins, who actually teaches at Brentwood, was my D-line coach, and phenomenal, man. This guy is amazing, technician. And so my linebacker coach was phenomenal. Alex Swint, he was working with them linebackers, man. And so I say that to say that it wasn't all me.
Definitely.
Right. It's not the Fletcher show.
Right.
So it took a team effort, and the coaches were as intentional as we're demanding from the team.
Makes sense.
Right. So, but that's my coaching career in a nutshell. I'm sure I left out a couple of schools that I've
all
been.
Right, man. That's all right.
I've been at.
We here to just get some knowledge about you, man. And I want to thank you for coming on the show. You didn't have to come out here like I told you earlier.
Man,
I appreciate
stop
it.
Hey,
Giving us
cut
that
it out.
knowledge,
Definitely
man.
appreciate you, man, and your time for sure.
So I've said it, but this is a phenomenal facility, and I don't normally do endorsements, right?
Right.
But this is a phenomenal facility.
Appreciate it.
The guy that runs it.
Shout out to Pierre Desir.
Yes,
that's the owner, CEO
Pierre,
of the company.
He's phenomenal. I was able to talk to him earlier. His vision is phenomenal, and so I just encourage anybody that has an opportunity to come and glean from the harvest that he has here, I implore you to get here. I don't care what path you take, what road you take, you need to get here because this is where dreams come true. I saw kids earlier who were working and having fun, but they were working hard and didn't even realize that he had them working hard, right? And so that's a good leader. And so I implore anybody who can get here, get here. Man, I appreciate. We go back like 4 flat tires.
Yeah, probably had a couple flat tires.
Yeah,
We
buddy.
was fixing to
We
have a
go,
no cap.
hey, we go back a long way, man.
Definitely,
it's an honor.
man.
I was honored when you asked me. I was giddy all day. Couldn't wait to get here, man.
Hey, I appreciate it,
So,
man.
yes,
You family, man.
yes.
My mother, hey, man, I love this guy,
Absolutely.
man. I appreciate you coming
Yes,
out.
sir. I appreciate it.
And I know we're gonna be out the screen, but that's no cap.
We all right. Yes,
No
sir.
cap.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
that's
sir.
the
Yes,
end
sir.
of the show.
All day. Yes, sir. All day.
Pleasure to meet you.
Much love.
No cap. No cap. No cap.
at all,
No
man.
cap. I'm out.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
No, I ain't playing with them. No, I ain't playing with them. I ain't playing with them. No, I ain't playing with them. All of my jeans got bands in them.